and welcome to today's ECA. Today I'm going to be showing you how to draw yourself as a cartoon character. Now my son is in year 3 and during this time of home learning has really enjoyed working on his sketching and his drawing. So I thought, inspired by some of the online drawing videos that I've seen, I would do one for you guys. And today we're going to be designing yourself as a cartoon character. So I wanted to show you, here's one of me that I did, and this is what I'm going to be drawing today and showing you how to draw. I've also done some of the other members of the design and computing department. So there is Mr Imperial, there is Mr Gohan, there is Mr Ovia, and last but not least we've got Mr Moore there. Okay, so we've got Mr Moore there as well. Hopefully you recognise some of your design and computing teachers. Now Mr Moore is the only one I was actually able to do life size, so there you go. So first of all, what we're going to do today is we're going to start by drawing the basic shape of a human, and then I'm going to want you to try and change that into yourself, okay, or if you want to draw one of your teachers, up to you. So you're going to need a piece of paper. You're going to need, I would advise starting life with a pencil and then moving on to pen and pencil crayons later on to add the details and colouring in. So how are we going to do this? I'm going to talk you through it step by step, and what I'd like you to do is draw a bit, copy my what I'm doing, then if you want to pause the video, if you need to pause the video, I'm going to draw a bit more, pause it, you're going to draw a bit more, and then hopefully by the end we will have something that resembles you and you're really proud of. Okay, so what we're going to do first of all the human, we're just going to basically start by drawing the shape of a human, and then you're going to add on the details to make it look a little bit more like yourself. So you're going to start off just by reasonably close to the top of the page, just drawing a circle. Now circles are quite hard to draw. Just going to draw it a couple of times round, just drawing a circle there in the middle of the page, and that's going to be your caricature's head. Okay, so we've got our circle there. Okay, once you've got your circle, what we're then going to draw is near the middle of the page, you're going to draw a straight line down the middle like that. Okay, now if you make a mistake, don't worry, you can rub that out later on. Okay, so if you do make a mistake, that's not really an issue. So we've got a straight line, we've got a circle, we've got a straight line. At the bottom of that straight line, I'm just going to draw a U on its side, so a U shape on its side, and that is going to be your caricature's nose. Okay, so we've got sort of a U shape coming out of the bottom of your line that you've done in the middle. Now what we're going to do is we're going to draw our person's eyes. So starting at where you draw that, the nose, where you draw that U shape, I want you to draw a relatively big circle. Okay, that's going to be one of the person's eyes there. Okay, so we've got one circle, and then for the other eye on the other side, you're going to draw another circle. Now what you want to try and do is make sure your circles are reasonably similar in shape and size. Okay, so there's your two circles. So we've got our eyes, our nose, and we're going to add our mouth in now. So what we're going to do, near just about below the nose, you can add a mouth. Now you can add depending on what mood you're in, you can add whatever sort of mouth you want. So I'm just going to draw a sort of smiley mouth. I'm in quite a smiley, happy mood today because I'm doing some drawing. I love to draw. So there's my mouth. Now the next thing I want you to add in are some pupils. Now for your eyes, just there, quite simply a 2 round circles inside that then you can colour in. Okay, we're going to go over with a pen later. So there is our eyes, like so, one eye. And it depends on where you put your pupils in terms of in your eyes, which will give it where the person is looking. So I'm sort of looking down to the right there. Okay, so we've basically got our face drawn. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to draw some ears on. So starting sort of where the eyes finish off, we're just going to draw 2 U shapes on the side of the head. Okay, so following along, trying to keep that even. Another U shape on the other side of the head, that gives us 2 ears there. Now obviously on the inside of your ears, you've got sort of all sorts of different things going on, and I'm not going to worry too much about that. The way I'm going to draw these ears is just to do a little bit of spiral inside the ear like that, okay? So, and the same on the other side, so, but obviously going in the opposite direction, so spiral like that. Okay, and there's our basic human head. Obviously at the moment we've got no hair added on, it's quite bald. Okay, now when you're thinking about yourself in terms of your caricature, what I would say you do for most caricatures is you would emphasize or make bigger something about yourself. Now I've got quite bushy eyebrows, so I'm going to make my eyebrows even more bushy to represent my character. So I'm going to do my eyebrows really bushy to represent me over the top of my eyes like that. Okay, if you think you've got a little bit of a big nose or whatever, you can emphasize that, or big eyes. What I'm also going to do is just going to add some eyelashes. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, like that. And there's basically my my head. Now, for the body, what we're going to do is we're going to start next to the head here, and we're going to draw a rectangle coming down. Now the rectangle needs to get a little bit wider as it goes down. So starting one side, getting a little bit wider, and then finish it off a straight line which makes a rectangle like that. That's going to be my body. Then I'm going to add some legs. So just inside there, I'm going to add some legs on. Now I'm drawing a man because I'm obviously a man. If you were to draw a woman, then you might want to extend this down here and make it look like it's a dress, rather than what I'm doing here with a man with a t-shirt or a suit on or whatever. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is add some legs on. Now I'm going to draw another rectangle down like this, and then another rectangle for the other leg. So we're bringing 2 lines down, or 4 lines down, for one for each leg, and then we're going to finish those off to the bottom. So there's our legs. Okay, the next thing we need to add on is our shoes. So the shoes are relatively easy. We're just going to bring legs a little bit further down, and we're going to draw a rectangle, but the rectangle is going to have a bit of a curved edge on the end. So it's like a rectangle, but with a curve on the edge like that. Okay, like there. There's our feet. Okay, so far so good. The next thing we're going to do is our arms. So starting from where the head meets the body here, I'm going to draw a diagonal rectangle. So I'm going to draw 2 lines going down from there and there, and then I'm going to draw like that to finish it off, and then the same on the other side. Now try and keep your arms the same. Most people have 2 arms that are relatively the same sort of length and the same size, so try and bring them down the sort of same direction. Now most people have lots of difficulty, and I do if I'm trying to draw a real person, have difficulty drawing hands. So what we're going to do is because we're doing a caricature here, we're going to simplify those hands. So I'm going to just draw a semicircle that finishes off the hands like that on both sides, and then I'm going to start by drawing the thumb. The thumb's always a bit smaller than the fingers, so I'm just going to draw one U shape like that, and then we're going to carry those a little bit longer U shapes for the fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4 U shapes like that. Okay, so we've got 4 fingers and 1 thumb. Same on the other side. A U shape, smallish for the thumb, carrying that U shape on for the 1 finger, 2 fingers, 3 fingers, 4 fingers, 2 hands on either side. And there is our basic human shape. Okay, obviously it's bold, they're bold, got no other features on it yet, but that's how I would like you to start creating your characters. Then what you need to do is start adding on the different features of the different things. Now, first thing I'm going to do is put some clothes on. So I'm going to start off by, when I'm at work, I wear a tie. So I'm going to draw a tie like so. But you can put whatever clothes on you want. If you wanted to bring a t-shirt, you could do. If you wanted to put them wearing a dress, or put them wearing spots or whatever, you could make them be dressed as a pirate. If it was a dress-up day at school perhaps, or whatever you wanted to do, is entirely up to you. So just finish off my tie, bring a line down like this. Now my favourite tie I have is a striped tie, so I'm just going to put some stripes on my tie, like so. 1, 2, 3 stripes, and then another stripe on the top bit, like so. And then I'm going to put myself wearing a suit, so I'm going to draw my jacket on here. So I'm going to have my jacket slightly undone like this. Okay. I'm going to put the sort of the lapel of the jacket there, like so, just drawing on the jacket, and then you start to see I'm wearing what the clothes I'm wearing there. Okay, and that's basically what I need to do is colour that in later on. So then what I've got to think about is what my hair looks like. So I'm going to add on my hair. Now I normally, when I'm at school, I'll put a little picture on the side of me now, so hopefully you can see what I look like. I'm going to actually add some hair. So I have a sort of side parting. So I'm going to bring up my hair like so, and I'm going to side parting from here. Like so, there's my sort of side parting going over. Now you've got to think about what your hair looks like. It would go down past my ears. I would have another bit of hair going down on the side here. Now most of the time I have sort of stubble or a beard, so I'm going to add that, just some lines to represent, and that will come more in later on once I colour it in. So I'm going to add in some different things. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to stop the drawing, and I'm going to speed up, because there's no point you watching the whole of this, because this will be completely different from what you design. Okay, so I'm going to stop the video here, and then I'm going to want to see what you do and add it in. I'm going to speed it up, so I'm finishing off colouring in, going round with a pen, so you can actually see later on what it looks like. Okay, so there's my finished caricature of me. As you can see, I added something that I was holding in my hand, a pencil. I added my glasses on there. And I also, one tip, I went around the outside, just a bit of a fatter, thicker black marker, and I might go around that even more, just to make it sort of stand out from the page. What I need to do now is just sign it. You should always sign your work as a caricaturist. And there you go, and there's my finished caricature of me. Now what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to have a go. Try and create yourself. Start off with the template that I showed you how to do with the circle, copy in that, and then try and make it into either yourself, or if you want to, have a go at designing some of your teachers. And I'd love to see the results. So I'd love it if you would email me the results, and I can actually put some of these together and see some of the creations you've come up with, either yourself or some teachers. Speaking of that, I've done a couple of more designs of some teachers from our school, and what I'd like you to try and do is I'd like you to try and guess who they are, and you can write them in the comments below. So here's one. Okay, blonde hair, some clues in the sort of things that you can see there. Who do you think that might be a caricature of? There's one that I'd like you to have a guess and have a go at. Okay, and the last one I'd like you to have a guess at there is this one here. So who is this? Who have I done a caricature of here that you might, who might this be? So I'd like you please to have a go and draw your own, and also have a go at the comments below telling me who these are. I hope you've enjoyed today's ECA, drawing yourself, cartooning yourself, and yeah, as I said, I'd love to see the results. Please email them to me.